The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
So, you're not just here to swing your big dick. You're here for the pretty boy. A real looker, that one. Stinks like shit, too.
They love him, boss. Spend all day digging around in there. Can't get enough of that pretty boy smell.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? Why are your boot prints all over the scene? I have spoken to the dead man in a bizarre occult vision. You're involved somehow, I just don't have proof yet. Let's go with the third one, because that's weird and out there and fits with the cop of the apocalypse aesthetic that I've been going for.
That is fucking bizarre. A magic man. A goddamn magician.
He shakes his head.
The lieutenant waits for your reply, patiently. His foot taps only a little.
He said love did him in.
Well, well, fortune teller. You might be onto something. They don't just end up in trees for nothing.
We had something else, beside the occult vision.
He turns to you.
We had to have something. His foot tapping has become less patient now.
Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? Or, do we want to go into that? Or are we just gonna be the ultimate bad cops and just aren't go- Oh, we're at -10 now. Oh my god, okay. You know what, let's just go with number 4 here. You're involved somehow, I just don't have proof yet.
Well, maybe you should just fuck off then.
What are you doing, officer? We had enough questions to keep this going.
You should have kept pushing if you had something.
Okay, so this just ejects us from the menu. It didn't give us any bad boy points, so guess what? I've come upon something incriminating.
Incriminating? Now that's a big boy word.
He puts his beer can down. Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes, why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Aha, so you just confessed to murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
You murdered him just like that? No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
He says it as if it were worse than dying. Yes, but these were all bad people, criminals, the scum of the earth. Look, I'm just doing my job after all. What we do is different. We enforce the law. You just kill people like it's nothing. Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone I've sent behind bars. Yeah, let's just say the scum of the earth thing, because that's a horrible thing to say.
Rest assured, lawman. None worse than our guy. He got what was coming to him.
Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a hardy boy without arresting all hardy boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head. We could address her. I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than others. Address Titus. No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here? I think number 2 is a better option to click, which is why I'm gonna go for 1.
That's for the courts in Le Jardin to decide. Not for the officer making an arrest. Which we all know you won't be. What you can do right now is go back to your station and write a report.
No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened that night.
When did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
The fixer turns to remind Titus.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
We will do that.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out alive.
He repeats, jaw clamped shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
Yeah, the guy hanging out back wasn't a good person. that much is absolutely true. That's just like, yeah. He's not someone to be sad for.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on, how do you even know he was in Special Forces?
'Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm RNE's goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNE's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Right, but what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wipes spittle from his mouth.
There's a slight unease in him, suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
The lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. "Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?" Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
He shakes his head in disbelief. Was that the same girl who was sexually assaulted? Raped, you said? Okay then, now about the man you killed. Let's ask the first one.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
He repeats like a parrot. Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
We... Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
Good catch, Elaine, or Alan. I don't know how to pronounce the name when it's spelled like that. I've heard it both as Elaine and Alan in the past. If you know how to properly pronounce that, feel free to let me know. Because I'm legitimately not sure. I think his name gets mentioned at some point later, but until then, I don't remember how it's pronounced.
That's right, lawman. And then we hang the fuck.
Mr. Tats, what did you use to knock the victim out?
My fucking elbow, copper. Samurai boxing style.
Where did all this action take place?
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Okay, composure composure challenging 12. We have a 6 plus 1 for strange answer to the tied hands. Let's go for it. Give it a shot.
Actually,
Ooh.
they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed their way.
All of them? Maybe one of them is fidgeting, cracking under pressure?
Well, this one. But he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
Right, I have other questions about the lynching.
Like what, copper?
How does the bullet in his head factor into this?
Huh?
A sip of beer makes the surprise go down easier.
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
Another sip. He's tight-lipped suddenly.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
Why don't I just arrest you? Step closer to Titus?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Not in the arresting mood?
His little mean eyes come alive with hatred.
A fearful readiness, like an electrical charge, raises hairs in the room. By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
I don't think I saved right before this conversation, and I have a busy week, another busy week ahead of me, so I don't really want to have to replay stuff. This is actually a situation where you can get a game over. I can't save right now, right? No, I can't. I saved after I got up. I don't think I saved any of the conversations that happened down here. Easy now, let's just talk.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not gonna do this again.
So, what are we going to do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant closes his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
You still haven't explained the bullet I found in the hangman's head.
You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head. You're right, Copper. That is mighty curious.
Indeed, mighty. How did it get there?
The lieutenant is fixed on Titus.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Of course, of course. I'm going to ask you again, why was this, show them the bullet, in the victim's head? I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting. Did you guys shoot him? Let's go with the first one.
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Also plausible.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Of course.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Don't worry, we'll figure this out sooner or later.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
He crosses his hairy arms, having forgotten his beer for a moment.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
I want to talk about the hanging again. No, we've done that. The authority check. I'm going to save before we do that, because this one's gonna go wrong, and who knows what's gonna happen. Let's read that first.
The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Cylinder. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain.
Now, what are the bonuses? 10 cents for every green orb clicked. A learning cap for savoir-faire raised to 6. Okay, that's actually pretty good. That's going to be a nice source of income, especially since we're going to head off to a new part of this place relatively soon, which will mean that there's going to be a lot of little green bubbles popping up everywhere. So that's nice. I don't know if I'm going to keep it around forever, but for the foreseeable future, I think I'm going to keep it, because that just seems like a good thing to have passively. Just a nice stream of passive income, because I think this is a capitalism linked thought. Some of them have associations with ideologies. I think this is one of them. Like, advanced race theory isn't the fascism thought, but those two do kind of belong together, don't they? Okay, we are still at minus 10. That's good. That's a nice buffer, because I think in, following the case through, we are going to gain some good boy points over time. So it's nice to have a buffer, and I'll, of course, use every opportunity I get to get some more bad boy points. But that's for later. Let's save real quick and interact with Titus.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Titus does not look particularly happy to see you. Let's try to establish authority.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
Kim, I need your gun.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea.
Hell yeah.
I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
What? Who, me? What is it? Everybody calm down. This is only a demonstration. Kim, the gun, please.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
But I don't want to give you my gun, not after the last time.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
I'm not scared anymore. I know what I have to do. Trust me, Kim, I am merely flesh. There is no other way. I know what I'm doing. It's not my first day on the police job. I want to turn back. No, I know what I'm doing.
Police job?
He tilts his head to the side, as if inspecting you. A brief moment passes, in silence. Then...
The pressure in the room grows to a boiling point.
Be careful, it's loaded.
He unholsters and gives you his firearm. It feels oddly light and buzzing in your hand, like a funny toy.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
But I want to point it at them.
I want to point it at them. Quit your whining. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man. You're going to point it at yourself. Go ahead. Show them.
Okay, let's put the barrel in our mouth.
What are you doing?
The short, cold barrel touches your lips. It tastes like iron and hell.
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
These are my thoughts. This is my head. You will never forget what happens in 5 seconds if you don't respect me. You better get ready to fucking respect me in 5, 4, 3. I'm not fucking this case up. Finger on the trigger. You will respect me. I'm going to kill myself now, you fucking whore. Pull the trigger. I give the gun back to the lieutenant. Now, this option is kind of a way you can kind of save scum this skill check. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a skill check that you will pass after some time automatically. But you could just retry it all the time with pull the trigger. So you die, reset to the last save. And for the content, I'm gonna do that, not as a save scum. But yeah, last time I also did this, but I gave the gun back. Can I say other things first though? That would be interesting as well. You better get ready to fucking respect me in 5, 4, 3. I think I'm gonna build up to it with that.
He's not gonna off himself. Come on.
No. He'll do it. Go ahead, son. 3, 2.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. No, give it to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. It's not too late. You can still spin this as some kind of tactic.
Volition, I love you, but...
Bratan, we can't have any fun if you kill yourself! Painting the booth red with your brain sounds like a real blast now, but what about later? There'll be nothing!
I'm going to kill myself now, you fucking whore. Definitely gonna have to put a content warning in this.
Citizens in shock as a deranged law official reportedly from the 41st precinct shot himself in the head last night in the middle of a crowded cafeteria in downtown Martinez. The exact details of the incident have not been revealed, but first-hand witnesses claim that the officer was making a point. Can't say I'm surprised, Lawrence Gart, manager of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria, where the incident took place, commented. He was extremely unstable and had threatened to kill himself before.
Okay, end. And let's load it. There we go. Just wanted to show that you can really go that far in this game. But we're back here.